Hey guys, this is Kurt Von Onen. Welcome to another episode of the Mañana morning check-in. And today, man, the week is rolling right along. It is Thursday. It's the 27th of May, and we are on day 4 of 5 days to healthy success. Now, here's the cool part about doing this whole 5 days to healthy success thing. One, it's just 5 days, right? Like I said earlier, in one of my other podcasts this week, one of my other messages this week was, hey, I can do anything for a short time, right? I can do anything for a day. That's what when I was telling you guys about running that Spartan race in Italy, there I was in the middle of that guy's farm, just running through a farm in Italy, at the ancient city of Orte, and I'm running, and I found myself getting angry, found myself getting like, this is stupid. Why did I sign up for this? I can't do this. This is, and you down talk, like, dude, you're fat. What are you doing? Just stop. You're not an athlete. Stop doing this. You're not young anymore. And I'm telling myself this, and it was all at once. It was all at once. The smell, the aroma of what was growing on that farm, fresh arugula and cilantro. And it was just a field of herbs, and the smell, and it was like, I didn't smell it earlier, right? But then at that moment, it was just all at once, boom, this like sensory assault of this wildly refreshing aroma. And I looked, again at that ancient city, which when I had looked before, it was so far away. I'd already run through the ancient city, and I was thinking, man, they doubled the mileage on this thing. That this is stupid. I don't even want to finish, And then when I looked at it a second time and had the smell of the farm, all those herbs, it smelled so good. I saw that ancient city, and I was like, wow, I'm an American running through an ancient city and through a gourmet salad, in Italy, and I'm complaining. Not only that, but I paid money to do this, right? So then reality starts to hit, and you go, man, I can do anything for a day. I can do anything for a short time, and I was, pretty sure I was more than halfway done the event. So I'm like, I've already done half. I've already done some of the really hard things. That's why I'm grumpy right now. And so I was able to get my attitude back, and I ran up to where they have the spear throw, right? And you have to throw the spear, and it has to hit this hay bale. And if it falls out, you got to do 30 burpees, right? Or if you miss, you got to do 30 burpees. And I'd never been able to make the spear stick at any of the other Spartan events. I've always missed it somehow. So I lined up, and there's a ton of people watching. In Europe, the admission works differently. So at Spartan races in America, people pay to spectate. And in Europe, they don't pay to spectate. So there's thousands of people, in the woods and stuff, yelling at you in a foreign language, andiamo, bravo, bravo. And so there's all these people up on this wall, and they're watching the spear throw. And, I made sure I had lots of rope, because one year when I threw it, the rope wasn't long enough. It got snagged, and it went, and they're like, boing, and fell, right? And I was like, oh. And then another year I hit the hay bale, but it didn't stick. It kind of stuck, and then went and fell out. So I had to do 30 burpees there. And so I made sure I had lots of rope, and I took my aim, put one arm out, threw the other, threw it, and it stuck right in the middle of the hay bale. I mean, like with authority. And it was the first time that's ever happened for me. And so I saw the ancient city of Orte. I ran through the gourmet salad. I got my attitude back. And then I had that little, oh man, I'm going to miss the spear throw, right? And then I made the spear throw. And all these Italians are on the wall, bravo, bravo. And so then I waved at everybody, and everybody cheered. And that was new, right? Because I wasn't used to spectators at a Spartan event. And then, I ran back into the woods and off to the main center where everything finished up. There was 5 or 6 different exercises there at the end that you had to go through, different obstacles that you'd climb over and through and over, jump over the flame and all that stuff. So it was so much fun. But think about the mental obstacle, right? I don't want to do this. This was stupid. You're not an athlete anymore. All that negative speak, all that negative talk, And then there it was, 45 minutes after that negativity, I'm getting the medal, getting the picture taken, you know, having a beer. And it was just such a rewarding event. And there were a lot of expatriates. There was a lot of Americans there that I was able to identify or say hello to, and meet, which made it really fun too. And so as we talk about 5 days to healthy success, it's just a short time. It's just 5 days, right? It's just 5 days of maybe changing your focus, maybe changing some way that you have a perception about something, right? Now, you can choose to keep this going. If you're like, hey, I wish there was an expanded course on healthy success. Well, guess what? I've got an expanded course on healthy success, right? I can make that available for you. But it's, you got to make that decision that you want to do it, right? So I thought this 5 days thing would be just, the most awesome Kickstarter this time of year. Even, it's May, right? Everyone's thinking, oh, I got to get ready for summer. I got to this, I got to that. Let's go into our daily screen share that we've been doing this week, and we'll take a look at today's lesson. Now, today's lesson is pretty short, so it's going to be pretty easy for you. I'm going to pop in here, 5 days for healthy success. And we've already discussed some of the things that will be in today's lesson, right? But it goes over things. So it's day 4, right? Remember, we finish up tomorrow. And for those of you that are following along on LinkedIn, if you want access to this course for free, just use the coupon code Mañana Mail, right? All like one word, no spaces. Mañana Mail, and the M for Mañana and the M for mail is capitalized. And so and the reason I'm telling you all this is because other people are on an email list and they've gotten all this information in an email. But if you're not part of the list, or you're not getting the daily emails or the coupon code, I'm going to give it to you now, Mañana Mail. And if you have any problems with that, just hit the contact link at the top of the Mañana No Mas website. Just fill it in and say, hey, I want access to the course, and I'll make sure that you can get in. But here we are on day 4, and it says, day 4, what helps you to be healthy and successful? And it says, as with anything in life, some tips work better than others for different people. And that's why we're giving you a variety of tips and tricks. So things are similar. And in fact, I may have mentioned them verbally during the lives, but it's articulated, it's pulled out separate today, right? So one is get outside each day. I can't stress. Now, yesterday, if you were following along, I didn't post up until evening yesterday. I woke up not a happy camper. I woke up with a migraine, and it was a debilitating migraine. I haven't had one of those in years, but it was like, draw the shades, shut the door, don't move. I didn't have a cup of coffee till 4:30 in the afternoon. And then I finally realized, well, I should probably be drinking water, right? And I was dehydrated. I had a killer headache. It was something fierce. Now, I had had wine the night before, and so maybe the wine kick-started a headache, but it had progressed into a full-blown migraine. I was absolutely out for the count, and I didn't get my message up until the evening for you guys. Now, I will tell you that when I finally had the headache start to subside a little bit, I stepped outside, and it was like almost as soon as that fresh air hit, as soon as, not the bright light, like the sun still hurt my eyes, but to feel the sun on my skin, right? And then the fresh air and all that. Now, when I worked at Suzuki, I told you guys we would leave at 10 o'clock for a walk, at 12 o'clock for a walk, and at 3 o'clock for a walk. And to be in your cubicle sometimes feels really constraining, right? And so besides walking back and forth to the coffee pot a lot, we would do these walks, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And there were times where, especially on a good sunny day in Southern California, you'd open up that front door of the building and you'd step outside, and it was an instant, instant mental reset. Not just mental, but like a physical, like you could just feel it, and it would just all the way through. Now, those that know me know that I'm not really a crystals and pyramids kind of guy, right? Like I'm a very bullet pointed direct communicator in most cases. But there's such a holistic beauty, such a holistic good sense of completion when you take that moment to get outside and give yourself a break, right? The next thing it says is go for a walk. Well, that's what I did, right? 10, 12, and 3. So at least, 3.5 miles every day, at least I was walking. So that was good. Now this one says, take a mental health day. It says, as much as we'd like to be superhuman beings who can give 100% or more every day, we all have off days. We all get tired and burnt out. Sometimes we need a break. That's okay. Now, I'm using the right coffee mug today, right? World's best boss. I'm my own boss. If I'm having an unproductive moment, or if I'm having just a weird attitude day, and it happens. I make these lives for you guys all the time, and I try to be cheerful and happy and positive. But there are days where things are holding me back. There are days where things can be challenging, and I've had a couple of those days this week. I used to hesitate a lot. I used to feel really guilty about, well, if I'm not productive, I need to double down and make myself productive, right? Work harder, work faster. And a lot of the work I'm doing nowadays isn't like loading trucks. A lot of the work I'm doing nowadays is like coding a website or adding, custom features to a membership or learning site. And so it takes mental acuity. It takes a different kind of energy. It's different than loading a truck. And I've done both. So, I'm not above loading a truck. I don't want it to come out that way, but it's a different type of energy. And if you don't have the right energy to do the work, you won't be productive. So in those moments, especially now that I work for myself, I will hop on my mountain bike and disappear for like 2 hours. And I will pedal and ride and like listen to an ebook or listen to Daft Punk. I really like listening to Daft Punk when I ride my mountain bike. And the extent that will fix me is remarkable. So when I come back, take a shower and get dressed again, when I sit in front of the computer, that mental reset from bicycling speeds up the productivity, right? And so I don't lose time. I don't lose work. I don't lose overall productivity from going on a bicycle ride. I actually gain the productivity from going on a bicycle ride. So it's a benefit to cut loose and go do that. Now, if you are not the boss, right, you've only got a certain amount of sick time or personal time and all of that stuff that you have to weigh and balance and measures, right? But you need to be cognizant of your own performance, your energy levels, and you have to take care of yourself. I'm not going to advocate, just doing whatever you want to do and heck with everybody else. And that I understand there's responsibilities, but don't do to yourself what I did to myself when I had a job that I loved, right? That sounds almost backwards, but I loved working for Ducati so much that I put my own mental and physical health in harm's way to keep pushing and to keep driving and to keep helping dealers and to try and make that the best program that it could possibly be. And then when there was a management change, that workload became a burden rather than a passion, right? And so, when you have, a positive mental experience and you're digging and you're digging and you're digging and you feel like things are going great, and then all of a sudden that the emotional experience flips a switch, something changes, right? You've already established that you can do the work or work at that pace. That demand doesn't diminish, right? And so what happened to me was I got stuck, working double time in a position that I didn't find rewarding anymore. And even though I still love the Ducati brand and I'm still in touch with people from the factory and I love to practice my Italian and talk to the guys or send videos back and forth, to folks at the factory, which is I still look at and go, I can't believe that's me. I can't believe that's my life, right? But as much as I love that brand, the best thing to do for me was to get out of that particular environment that I was in, because it was holding me back from a better success, right? And then this last one here says, work on improving your posture. Now, if you are if you are like me, hold on, I'm going to, can I call you right back? Bye-bye. And so if you are working on a computer like this, right? Or you're driving a car a lot, right? Or you're driving a delivery truck. Think of all of these things that impact our posture in a negative way. You need to be cognizant of it. A friend of mine, I say he's a friend. I haven't seen him in years. I guess he's an acquaintance now. I don't know. Once a friend, always a friend. Anyway, fantastic chiropractor. His name is Dan Prince. I think he's in Oklahoma now. I first started hanging out with Dan, and I helped him with some web stuff, and he helped me with some chiropractic stuff. And you know, from riding motorcycles my whole life, and sport bikes especially, my head is real forward on my body and tilted up, right? Like Uncle Fester, right? So instead of being upright, and even if I put my head back where it's supposed to be, I feel like I'm leaning all the way back, right? Because naturally now my head goes forward. So I have to I have to make an effort to put my head back where it should be, right? Now this sounds stupid, right? You're watching this right now and you're going, what is Kurt even talking about? But if my posture is not correct, right? Now I've got undue stress on the bottom of my neck, right? Your head is heavy. So if your head's in the wrong position, it puts all that undue stress back here. It causes headaches. It does all kinds of weird stuff. Now, riding a sport bike, you know, sport touring across the country and riding like this the whole time is one thing, right? But working all day on a computer and doing this is something completely different, right? And so there are times where I make a conscious effort, you know, to pull my head back, my head and shoulders back, work on my posture, and it helps alleviate headaches, fatigue, all kinds of things. Now, it's different for everybody, right? These smartphones have all of our younger people going like this whole time, right? That's not the way so maybe you need to concentrate on holding your phone up more. Maybe you need to not stare at your phone all day, but you get what I'm talking about. Maybe have someone take a picture of you standing forward, standing sideways, and from the back. And then just take a look at that and go, are you aligned, right? Are you aligned? Are you taking care of yourself? Now, these tips and tricks might seem like an expansion from yesterday, but it's important that we hit on everything, right? It was get lots of sleep, stay hydrated, you know, get active. And then today was, you know, your posture, right? Make sure you get outside. Those are all important things. Now, tomorrow we're going to wrap this up with day 5. So we'll be completing the 5 days to healthy success. And I know that these seem like simple suggestions. They seem like, well, this is brain dead. Why am I even talking about this? I'm talking about it because when you don't do it, when you fail to make this happen, over time, you'll gain weight. You'll be cranky. You'll get more headaches. You start to get lethargic. You start to slow down and lose productivity. Folks, I'm in my 50s and I am easily 2 to 3 times more productive now than I was 10 years ago. And I really attribute that to the idea that I take my health more seriously than I did in the past. I exercise more, I mountain bike. You know, my resting heart rate is something like 48, right? And for a guy in his 50s, that's pretty dang good. And I'm over 200 pounds. So it's not like I've allowed myself to become some waifish college student. No, it's just I have made compromises in my mind on what I believe fitness to be, where I want my fitness to remain, and how I can take that time that I have left for work and be productive while working. Super important also is I do take the time to just turn off the computer and turn off the phone and just sit and watch a movie with the wife and kids, right? That's all important stuff. It all works together. Well, that's it for today. I told you it would be a short one. It ended up being a long one because I got long-winded on the stories. But same as always, folks, I love you. I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll wrap up the 5 days of healthy success. And then I'm going to be honest with you. I may just take I may just take next week off from the daily emails and the YouTube lives because I've got some work to catch up on.